In this video, we're going to talk about just understanding meme coins. And now we're talking about nothing technical. We're purely talking about a meme coin idea that someone might have and that they launch. And just the idea alone, sometimes without all of the other technical stuff, the really good marketing, the liquidity, the shillers and stuff like that, even without that, if it's a really good meme, it can sometimes catch on and take off as a trend. So basically, a really good meme can get viral over a period of time as it catches fire on social media. This is supposed to be a fire sign there, basically. So it can catch fire. Now, which ones will do that and which ones won't? Nobody knows for 100%. However, this is a probability game. And we know with probability which ones will have more chance of succeeding. You can basically split all of the meme coins into only a few categories. And we'll focus on Solana blockchain, but this is appropriate for all of the blockchains because you see the similar types of memes running on all of them. First are cats and dogs. People are very affectionate about their pets, and they find pictures of cats and dogs doing strange stuff like dancing and stuff very funny. So these are easy ones. So these cats and dogs would be the first category. You will see a lot of these meme coins every single day. And the good thing about these are reliable. They always get a little bit of market volume, a little bit of market cap. The bad thing and the problem is they've been repeated so many times that they're nothing new unless there's something unique about the project. So keep that in mind first. Cats and dogs, that's the kind of number one main niche. And then you will get other animals. And these could be, is almost getting silly now, but things like frogs, you know, you have characters like Pepe, for example, and stuff like that. You get frogs and you get chickens and many other animals. And they kind of play second fiddle to the cats and the dogs. And then you get just something unrelated. So some other sort of objects that are unrelated. Like one I saw recently was paying homage to the Nokia brick phone, which used to be an awesome phone back in the 90s or whenever it was. So objects, that's a whole other category. So this would be 2 and objects might be 3. And then you get what's currently popular and trending right now. For example, if there's an election going on, you'll get stuff about Trump. So what's trending right now? So then if somebody launches something that says Trump in it, or if there's a Bitcoin ETF approval about to be done, somebody will launch something that's called ETF. So trending might be number 4. So that's basically where we're at. Now we, as traders and investors, we can be very smart with this. We can understand, all right, fine, these are the categories. But we can already determine with a little bit of research what might do well and what might not do well. And I'm going to show you some examples in the moment. But basically how we do that is we check for all of these categories. There's a couple of things we want to check. So what do we check? Let's discuss that. There's 2 things. So the first thing we want to check is, has it been done before? Did somebody launch something similar before and how did it go? Or does it come to mind? It might have been a recent collection. And if you're involved regularly in meme coins, then you will quickly see what the derivatives are. So if somebody did a particular meme coin and it was about some famous Chow dog, and then today somebody launches Chow's wife dog, then you already know from your own kind of memory and stuff why it might be popular and what it might relate to, what they might be talking about. So whether they've done it before. The other thing that can be very popular is if they combine things. So sometimes what they'll do is combine a dog or another animal with a current trend or something popular that's going on, and that gives it 2 kind of powerful momentum triggers. 2. So it could be 2 powerful things supporting them. So there are some very famous collections already now that are trending. For example, dog with hat is very popular. So people will take that concept and then they'll take another popular concept and they'll merge them together. And I'll show you an example of that. So let's actually discuss how this works in practice. This is TWIF. This is Trump with hat. Notice not with, because this is a play on dog with hat. And dog with hat was a very popular, still is a very popular meme. And I'll show you that in just a minute. But let's just talk about this Trump one. So this was at the time when Trump, literally the same day when Trump said he's going to stand for election, etc. And it's all very popular. And this reached a peak. Notice round numbers. I'll discuss this in a different video, but there's no surprise. It exactly touched 1 million before it sold off. Not 1.05 or 1.15 million, all the way to exactly 1 million. That's no surprise. So there would have been a lot of profit taken just before that. But anyway, this is joining Trump with this collection, dog with hat. And this is a very popular collection already. So anytime you see anything with hat, you're already looking, is it a good derivative? Have they combined something really cool with it or not really? And this one is at a 330 million market cap. So this is well established, well past any pump and dump scenarios, way past all of that stuff. Whether the dev sold or not, none of that stuff matters anymore in this collection. This is very stable. It's not going to suddenly crash to zero. It's not going to suddenly go to like hundreds of billions either. It's going to stay here and slowly grind up or down. We don't know now which way. But my point is that because this is so popular and there's so many people following this, so many people who have heard of Whiff Hat, that when you combine something else with this one, it can potentially become quite popular. The problem with that though is, I'm just typing in Whiff Hat to see, there's a lot of people who will launch stuff like this, Tiff with hat, and so basically every day people are launching stuff like this. So obviously many of them might not go anywhere, but just to keep in mind. Discuss another example. This is Nairo. This launched today, and I'll show you the chart in just a minute, and it's doing all right. It's doing quite well. And it's one I traded, funnily enough, and I'll talk about that in just a second. But this basically just launched, and it's only got 15 posts here. So it launched basically 2 hours ago, and this is their chart, and they'll share their contract. But basically, they're saying we're born as a twin alongside. So they just made up the fact that they're the twin of Miro. Miro is a famous collection that's doing really well at the moment. It's got nearly 50,000 followers, and here it is, Miro the dog, very popular on here. So let me just type in Miro here so you can see it. This collection is worth nearly 200 million. So basically that collection is launching off the back of this. And this is their website where they talk about how they're the twin of Miro, and pretty much is a copy and paste looking, very similar looking website. Followers here, it's got all the links, all the usual stuff. So nothing interesting apart from the fact that they're basically pawning off the following of Miro almost. So you could call it almost smart. How are they doing? Well, funnily enough, on this one, I didn't actually make any money because what I was trying to do at the beginning was, let me change it to market cap. By the way, I'll show you all of this technical stuff in a different video, so don't worry about that right now. But basically, it hit a round number of 100, and then it pulled back, and I got it in at 50 because I thought, well, that's the dip, and now we're going to moon. But then it actually started selling off, so I got out of my position. The actual bottom was 20, 25. I've actually marked it here, funnily enough. And then it actually went all the way up to 250. This is a 10x, by the way. So if you put 5 SOL in here, you would have 50 SOL here. And this is 6 o'clock, this is 7 o'clock. That was in 1 hour. Not many things in the world where in an hour you can do 10x and turn 5 SOL into 50 SOL. But anyway, that's why you're here listening to this training. And it's still pumping, and now it's all the way to 500. So a bit of FOMO, but the reason I'm not bothered is because you see collections like this every single day, all the time. But this was smart. And now what's happening at these higher levels is there's a lot of volume, a lot of selling as well, but a lot of the whales come in because they've seen that this is more established. But again, I'm going off a tangent here. But my point is what I've just said. Is there a previous collection? Is there some kind of combination here that's going on? Another one that's just launched. And they're not doing that well, but again, just to show you, to illustrate a point. By the way, almost nearly hit a round number of 100 as well. It got to 90,000. This is Daisy, and this is John Wick's dog. And this just launched literally half an hour ago. And it's dumping now and not doing too great. There's not much liquidity in at the moment. But it managed to take off at the beginning, probably because people just saw the name and they were like, that's really interesting. I'm just seeing if they've even got a Twitter going. It's not clear whether they have or not. But anyway, they're here right now. And yeah, that's the collection. And, that's my point again. So this may have potential because it was a combination of something. But again, if they haven't done the marketing or anything else and it's not something that people really care about, then it may not go anywhere. But this is what we see launching all the time. And when you click on new pairs here, you'll get an idea. For example, if we were just looking at the new pairs launched today, and we scroll by age, most recent. I'll show you how to do all this in another video. So again, don't worry about it. You can see all of the ones: Kitty, Daisy, Supercat, Catapult, Naira. These are all cat names, dog names, a lot of them. And then some are just random names. Or sometimes you'll see something funny about what's going on in the world at the moment in terms of trends. And that's how it works. You got Fluffy here, Trump 2024. Let's just click on that randomly. Not doing great at the moment, but let's see. Did it actually get to any kind of interesting market cap? Not really. Got to about 40,000 and then kind of died off. But again, they were just trying to jump on this actual trend. And they made a little website. They made a little Trump Twitter as well. Just thought maybe, they would get a few people who are patriotic and stuff and might just randomly just follow this, thinking they're following Trump in the election. And that's what they're really doing here. But it didn't work out. But I wouldn't be surprised if every day now we see Trump collections. And because we're seeing them, it's kind of saturated and it's just not going to work anymore. But you understand my point now. So that's what meme coins kind of separate into, these different types of categories. And it's important to kind of understand that, because when you see if something's going to do a 2x or a 10x, after you get more experience trading these, this is going to take you a few weeks to get to a decent level of experience, not just making money from meme coins, but also understanding the memes. Because once you're in this every single day, seeing the new pairs, quickly something will trigger in your mind and be like, I actually saw that the other day, and it didn't do that well. Or I saw that the other day and actually that did really well. This has a lot of potential. Let's see how it goes. Maybe I'll hold in my profits a little bit longer. So I hope that helps, just as a general understanding of memes and what kind of works when it comes to trading meme coins. Thanks for listening.